We booked a cruise! Woo!
Hi everyone, welcome back to our channel. We are Holiday with the Heathers. If you are new to our channel, hello, I'm Jess.
And I'm Wayne.
This is my lovely husband Wayne, even though he's just introduced himself. If you are new to our channel and would like to join our family, we would really appreciate if you could hit that subscribe button. We would really appreciate if you could give this video a huge thumbs up at the end if this has been very informative, and hopefully you will be booking what we are about to tell you about. And also, if you would like to keep up to date with when we post on the regular, which is Wednesdays at 6 o'clock, I think,
yeah,
and occasionally on Sundays at 6, we would love if you could hit that notification bell. But before we get into this amazing vlog, cue the intro.
Hi, we're Holiday with the Heathers. We are a married couple who have been lucky enough to have travelled to over 20 destinations over the past 8 years, experiencing the culture and cuisine the world has to offer. Although the world has come to a standstill, you can still follow our life's journey by watching our weekly vlogs. We know the prospect of travel is uncertain. We don't know where, we don't know when, but we will fly again someday.
Can you feel me?
Hi guys, so welcome back to our channel. Today we have a very exciting video that we have been giving you little sneak peeks of on social media, in other vlogs. We've mentioned it quite a few times, but just a little disclaimer before we get into this actual video.
You will notice we've got some sheets of paper with us.
Lots of sheets.
These have got facts on about costings and pricings and where we're sailing to and so on. It's just that we want to give you the correct information, and if we haven't got like little reminders in front of us, we might miss something, mightn't we?
Yes.
So this is just little facts now, just to give us a little cue card, shall we say?
Yeah. So basically we wanted to let you know the purpose of today's video, and basically it states it in the title. We've booked a cruise, which is just so exciting. Wayne and I have booked a cruise and we're so excited, and we can't wait to share it all with you. Basically, if I'm looking down, it's just because I'm a little bit nervous. We haven't done a video like this in a while. I think the last time we did a video like this was a Q&A about my health, but this isn't about my health. This is about being free and going on a cruise, and it's also exciting. So we want to share the details with you today about our exciting trip. If you would like to find out more, then please keep watching. So this video is going to be kind of like a story time, because we are reading from these papers. So if you see me looking down again, we do apologise. But back in March of this year, Wayne and I saw on social media that P&O were advertising their new staycation cruises for 3 and I think 4 nights, wasn't it?
3, 4 and 7.
3, 4 and 7 nights.
There was only 2 7 nights going at the time, wasn't there, I think?
Didn't realise that. But basically, 2 of P&O's legendary ships, the Britannia and the Iona, which is their new ship, along with, what's the other one called that's coming out next year? Is it the Azura?
No.
Or is that the one that's already been out?
I can't think of the name.
But anyway, 2 of their ships, the Britannia and the Iona. The Iona we are lucky enough to be sailing on in February next year. Wayne will go into more details about that with you later. But also, we just can't wait basically to share with you and get back on board along with all the other passengers, experience the fine dining, the sun, the sea. So Wayne and I were lucky enough to have some future cruise credit left from our trip that was cancelled in February of this year. It's now been moved to February of next year, and with that future cruise credit, such a hard thing to say, we were able to basically put it towards the cost of a 4-day staycation cruise on board the Britannia. Throughout this video, Wayne and I are going to be giving you lots of information about the Britannia, which is the cruise ship that we will be sailing on this September 2021. So firstly, as you've just seen, I am going to explain to you about when we're sailing and where we're sailing to. So we've booked a sail on the Britannia in September 2021 for 4 nights, but a big but, many of P&O's loyal customers and well-respected returning customers basically stated that P&O should basically extend the cruises from 4 nights to 7 nights because they think it's too far for them to travel all the way to Southampton, because we presume with it being a staycation, people are going to be travelling from all over the UK, Scotland, down south in Cornwall, Wales and even Ireland. So they thought rather than having just a 2 and a 3 night and a 4 night cruise, they've now kindly extended it to 7 days. So basically we are travelling to Southampton the night before, and we're staying in a little local hotel. I will include the links to those hotels in the description box for you. We're staying overnight and we will be embarking on the Britannia in Southampton at the P&O cruise terminal. This cruise was a 4 night cruise, but as I've just stated, it's been extended to a 7 night cruise. P&O basically listened to their customers and extended all of them for no extra cost, and we just couldn't believe it. We've seen it on some of those like Facebook pages, and when I came out and told Wayne, you were just so shocked, weren't you?
I do want to say they didn't extend all of their cruises to 7 days like just mentioned. There was only a handful that they selected to make 7 days, so there are still 3 days going ahead, there are still 4 days going ahead.
Oh, I didn't know that.
But some of the 3 and 4 days were extended to 7, and it was just a coincidence that we happened to be on one of the trips that got extended to 7. So P&O kindly said there was nothing left to pay and they'll cover the cost. So basically we got a 4 night cruise for we got a 7 night cruise for the price of 4, didn't we?
Which is just
Which
insane.
is brilliant. That is brilliant.
High five to that one. So Wayne and I are just so grateful for basically the 4 night cruise being extended into a 7 night cruise, and we just feel so lucky and so blessed. The original 4 night cruise basically weren't stopping at any ports. They were just going around the coast of the UK, and it's been confirmed that we will have 6 days and I think 7 nights and 8 days on board the cruise, and it will be stopping at a port. Wayne and I originally saw that one of the cruises was stopping in Liverpool, which is my home city, which would have just been amazing. But our cruise is actually stopping in a place called Greenock, which is in, drumroll, Scotland. Wayne's been lucky enough to travel to Scotland. I've never been. I think you went for like a friend's birthday, didn't you?
No, it was for New Year's. Is it Hogmanay for New Year? Scottish New Year?
Hogmanay, yeah.
Yeah, I went there, and that was only in Prestwick I went. I didn't go to Glasgow or anything like that.
I thought Prestwick was like by Newcastle, but it's just under Scotland, is that right?
No, it's in Scotland.
In Scotland,
yeah.
Sorry. Yeah, so basically Greenock is only roughly 35 minutes away from Glasgow, which is another place I've always wanted to visit. I know my parents have visited, I think, Edinburgh, and Glasgow is good enough for me. And P&O have also announced that they will be doing affordable excursions for passengers on board, because they know with the pandemic that a lot of people can't afford to pay full price for the excursions on board. Usually they will allow you to go off the ship on your own accord without booking an excursion, and a lot of people do get deterred from booking the excursions with the actual cruise ship company because they can be a lot more expensive. We've always gone off with the cruise ship ones because we find that if we're late returning to the ship, that the ship will wait for you. But because of COVID and because of the pandemic, they've advised you can only get off board the ship. Is it disembark the ship?
Yeah, disembark.
Disembark the ship if you have booked an excursion. So one of the excursions that we've seen and that has appealed to us is called the Highlights of Glasgow. I'm just going to read off my sheet to refer to it. It's a half-day guided tour. It's about 3.5 hours to 3.5 hours with low levels of walking, which is amazing for me, and it's also by coach. So enabling us to go to another city, especially like Glasgow, is just brilliant. And I hope that when we return from that 3.5 hour excursion, we can walk around the port of Greenock. That might be quite nice, because I like collecting key rings and Wayne likes collecting
fridge magnets.
Fridge magnets.
You would have seen our boiler in other vlogs where wherever we go you see us hanging up a new magnet for our trip, don't we? Just to remember it.
I'll show you at the end of the trip the ones that we had from the Celebrity Equinox, and I'll show you the ones that we got from that. But hopefully in September we'll have 2 more magnets and 2 more key rings for our collection. And basically the back to the excursion, it includes a meal as well. So when you get off board the ship, because all your food is included on the ship, they will make you a packed lunch. I think sometimes they allow you to fill in like a sheet, like a room service sheet, because a lot of the cruises allow you to have room service as well on the ship. So we'll be able to take food off the ship that will be catered for us, and it is also £27 each, and if you have children it is £18 for children, so it's not a bad price really, is it? Are you excited?
I don't think there's going to be many children on our cruise though, because P&O did state that only double people that have been double vaccinated will be allowed to go on the ship, and obviously at this moment in time kids are not being vaccinated yet, are they?
No.
So as far as we know, the ship is going to be about between 50 and 70% full capacity, and there shouldn't be any kids, maybe 17-18 year olds, but no like kids as in like toddlers and that, because obviously they're not vaccinated yet.
I know a lot of people will probably find that very controversial, but they're trying to keep people safe. But with Freedom Day happening earlier this week, who's to say we won't be able to get off the ship and we might not have to pay it? But we'll go more into the information later about the vaccination programme and what is required. I'm sure Wayne will fill you in with that because he's well up to date. We've watched a few other vlogs who will tell you also about later. If you'd like to refer to how the process works and what you need to do to get onto the cruise, I'll put a few links down below in the description box, because this is just going to be a quick overview of the cruise that we're going on and what to expect. And then when we actually come back, you will be in store for about 7 weeks worth of vlogs if we get on board. I'll let you tell them that. You're dead excited, aren't you?
I just want to add that we're not like cruise experts. We've been on one cruise, and that was on a Celebrity Equinox in 2019, sailing around the Caribbean. So we're not cruise experts. We've never sailed on P&O before, so we're very excited. We're very excited to see. We've watched quite a few vlogs. There's a few vlogs over the last couple of days on staycation cruises that we've been watching to get us a rough idea of what to expect. But at the moment, when we've been watching them, we still wasn't out of Freedom Day. So when we go, we'll be out of Freedom Day. So it's going to be a lot more than what we expected, isn't there? There's going to be a lot more people on board. There's going to be nightclubs that are opened. The vlogs that they're watching at the moment, there's no nightclubs open, is there? It's very strict, and there was only like 1,000 people per ship, wasn't there?
Yeah.
But when we go, that's going to be probably 2,000 or 3,000. The bars and clubs will be out. You're allowed to dance. You're allowed to socialise. There'll be no social distancing. We're not sure about the mask policy.
It doesn't bother me too much, really.
We're not sure. I know you at the moment, or before Freedom Day, you had to wear your masks indoors at like the theatre and that.
Yeah.
But when we go, we're not sure what the policy is. So you might see us in masks, you might not. We just have to see, won't we?
And if we do go, they will be very glitzy masks. I've seen quite a few people. We went to a show a couple of weeks ago where if you watched our vlog, it was a Paul O'Grady Christmas vlog, and there was a few people with like very sparkly masks on. I know a lady that I'll tell you about in a minute on YouTube. She had an amazing glittery mask on. So for you women, don't worry, you can be fashionable. I'll try and link one of them down below as well. I'm gonna have to make a list of all the things I'm linking down below. But to get back to where we're going and where we're sailing, we're not sure where else Britannia will sail other than from Southampton to Greenock and back to Southampton. We have heard via the Facebook groups that people who have already enjoyed, well, passengers who have already enjoyed, that the captain has said that he will sail where the sun goes. So obviously out at sea, the sun is going to be all around you, so hopefully there will be a few afternoons where I can catch up on my tan.
Yeah.
You'll probably just be in casino the whole time.
I'm not a sun worshipper. I'm not a sun worshipper, no. I can't stand laying in the sun all day, every day baking. I get really ratty and irritable. I have to sit in the shade. I can't laze about all day. I need to keep active. So for me, laying on top deck in the sun, that's okay for an hour or so, isn't it? I can do that, manageable for an hour, listening to my music. But after that, I just need to get up and do something. So I'm sure you appreciate the sun more than what I will. Yeah. And I'm not the biggest swimmer either. In fact, I can't
swim at the moment because of this either.
I can't swim at all, and I've got a fear of deep water. So once again, the swimming pool probably won't appeal to me either. I don't even know why you go on holiday with me for, because I can't, and I don't even like the sand, do I? I hate sand in between your toes. So I'm probably like the worst person you can go on holiday with.
I think you just like looking at me in my costume, don't
maybe. You? I just like getting away for the food and the drinks and the scenery. I think that's what I like.
Speaking of the pool and things like that, I was going to refer in a minute, but Wayne's kind of brushed up on the topic, and I've just mentioned about people wearing masks, so I'll tell you now. So we've been currently watching some of the staycation cruises, and we have watched a few back in March when we originally booked this staycation cruise, but we've been watching a lady called Hannah Ricketts. She has been on a Disney cruise, so she has some really interesting videos about embarkation. It isn't P&O, but she is one to watch because she films right from the beginning all the way through to getting on the ship, so it could be very similar.
She shows you the process of having your swab, how long you have to wait, and like Jess just mentioned, I know it's Disney and they might have a whole new routine of how you do it,
but it's very similar.
It gives you an idea of what to expect when you get to the cruise terminal, doesn't it?
Yeah, one of the other staycation cruises we've watched recently was a 3-day cruise, and it was by Mummy Tours Louise Rankin. She went on a 3-day cruise on the Britannia with her husband. I'm so sorry I can't remember your name, but we will tag your social media and YouTube down below. They were really informative and they were really funny to watch. They were just a normal couple like me and Wayne, and they went into so much detail and they covered so much.
They even done a cruise tour and went
yeah,
around the whole
it was brilliant.
ship.
It was so good, and considering a lot of places were restricted, you will find by watching these cruise vlogs that there's a lot of places you can't go. So for example, on Hannah Ricketts' vlog, she wasn't allowed in any of like the teenage club areas or the children's areas, but as we've said, now Freedom Day has happened, you may be able to experience the ship in a lot more of its entirety. So I'll put Hannah Ricketts' YouTube here, and then also Mummy Tours Louise Rankin. We've also watched someone that you will probably all know, and that is Brogan Tate. She was kindly gifted by P&O a cruise on Britannia. I think it was back in 2019, but that will also give you an overview of a younger couple experiencing a cruise. And I'm trying to think of the other one, but I'll put Brogan Tate's details here and down below as well, but I will refer back to the other person in a minute because I can't remember, so I do apologise. So now we are going to tell you about the accommodation. So as you've just seen, we are going to talk to you about the accommodation. On board the Britannia and the Iona and their other sister ships, and many other cruise ships alike, you have the choice of amazing accommodation. You can either choose from an indoor cabin, a cabin with a balcony, suites, and some some cruise ships even have penthouse-like suites. So Wayne's going to go into the details of what we have booked and what we've chosen to stay in for our 7-day cruise.
So for our 7-day cruise, money was a big
budget. We're on a budget,
yeah,
basically.
money was a big issue, so we had to try and keep it as cheap as possibly can. So for that, we decided to go for a basic indoor cabin, no windows, no balcony, nothing. It
sounds like a prison, doesn't it?
It's got everything we need. We're not using it as we're just using the room as a base to sleep in, to get dressed in, to shower, and that's it. The rest of the time we're going to be out on deck enjoying all the amenities that the ship has to offer. So we wasn't too fussed about having a balcony. Yes, it would have been brilliant because we had a balcony when we was on the Celebrity cruise sailing around the Caribbean, and that was beautiful. Waking up every morning in a different location, out looking out to sea, was brilliant.
It's amazing,
so we've experienced that already, and if we did have the money or I had a job, we would probably have booked a balcony again. But purely just for money reasons and budget was tight, this was the cheapest option. So we're not fussed. As long as we've got a bed, a shower, a toilet, somebody to get changed, a TV to maybe watch in the, later on in the evenings when we're getting ready, a little fridge. That's all we need, really, isn't it? We're not looking to spend too much time in the room. We're going to try and enjoy the whole ship, aren't we?
Yeah, just to tell you about the fridge as well, you are allowed to take your own alcohol on board. So per cabin and per person, you're allowed to take 1 litre of alcohol. That can be spirit, or I think the small bottles of wine, and you are allowed to take on some soda or things like that. For the Iona, we do have a drinks package included. We're not going to go into detail about that today because we just want to give you the basics of what we've booked and basically introduce you to our channel, because this is probably going to be the first official travel vlog we've ever done, talking about the Celebrity Equinox that we've been on. If you'd like to view a cabin that we have been on, I've linked that video down below. It's not a vlog that you would expect from our channel. It is pretty much photographs and a few Snapchat videos and Instagram stories all put together on a massive 45-minute video, and there is lots of footage from our excursions as well, so you will get to see what a cabin is like. But I will also link down below a cabin tour from somebody else who was on YouTube if you would like to see what an indoor cabin is like.
At the time of us being on the Celebrity Equinox, we didn't have a YouTube channel.
No, we
and
didn't.
we had no intention of having a YouTube channel in 2019. So when we did decide to do this YouTube channel in 2020, all we could use was the pictures that we had. So it's not the best vlog, is it? It's not the best. It's not the best vlog, but as you can see, they have progressively got better over the last year.
Proud of it though, aren't we?
Yeah, but I just want to state we have a litre each days, and although Jess is not actually drinking yet,
no,
she can still bring a litre on and I can have it. So basically for the whole week I've got 2 litres of alcohol that I've got to get through.
God help me.
Yeah.
I think we've got Southern Comfort because we both want to kind of feel like we're on the Caribbean, not the coast of Wales, but there's nothing wrong with Wales. So what we plan on doing, again on a budget, a little tip, if you go to breakfast or lunch at the buffet, you can take your cups back to your room with you. So we're actually going to put our cups of juice in the fridge, aren't we? And I know it sounds a bit stingy, but we're trying to save as much as we can so we can enjoy the ship's amenities like the casino, and I think there's one club that you can pay money for. Again, we're not going to go into details about that. We probably will do another video
when we know more.
When we know more,
yeah.
Because you don't know with this pandemic at the moment what's going to happen. And to be honest, this probably will be our first official travel vlog because we have a little bit of, we're not sure if Disney's happening basically, to be honest,
no.
are we?
I just want to mention that we could have gone for the drink package on the Britannia when we go in like just under 50 days.
Oh, I'm so excited.
But it works out at £40 a day per person. Yeah. So that's another 280 quid each on top of what we already paid, and I will get into price in a minute. I know you're
amazing,
I know you're all excited and that's what you want to get down to, the price. So
nitty gritty.
I will tell you that in a minute, and I will also give you a little backstory about when we go in February on the Iona and how we got what we paid for the Britannia thanks to us booking the Iona. So I will give you a little backstory. We do have the drinks package on the Iona in February though, don't we? We have paid for that, but this Britannia cruise we've decided, because you're not drinking anyway at the moment because of you.
I'm fine, yeah, I don't mind.
We're going to just take 2 litres on, that's 1 litre each, and then I'll just have a few in the room while we're getting ready. We will go obviously have a few at the bar, won't we, and stuff.
Yeah,
obviously you'll have a few mocktails and stuff like that.
I will.
But if you do want the drinks package on a cruise for the P&O, I do know at the moment it's $39.99 per day per person. So,
yeah. And
if you have say 2 or 3 people in your room, you all have got to get the drinks package. Yes. You can't just have one person in the room get it and the other 2 don't, because obviously you could be getting drinks for the other people. So if you do, if you are sailing on one of these staycation cruises
with P&O,
I'm not sure about other cruise lines, but if you are staying with P&O on the staycation and you want to get a drinks package, then all the people in your cabin have to get the drinks package as well, don't they?
Yeah, I think if we'd have booked like a cruise like we'd booked the one for Iona, I know sometimes they will include it, like when we went on the Celebrity Equinox they did include it as an incentive, but this is all about P&O. And one of the other reasons as well that we're excited we have the drinks package in February next year is because Wayne's brother is actually coming, but as we've said we'll go into more detail about that in a minute. But if you are interested in seeing what the accommodation is like, I have previously mentioned Brogan Tate, Mummy Tours Louise Rankin, but the one that I think is probably the best cruise vlogger on the planet would be Emma Cruises. She is like celebrity in the cruise world, so I doubt that you're watching this, Emma, but she has been on I think 3 or about to embark on her 3rd staycation cruise since the end of June or the beginning of June. She's always on them, always. Check out her channel because her cruises are full of detail. I know she's been on the Britannia previously, and I think you mentioned that she always stays in indoor cabins, is that right? Unless it's gifted to her.
I don't think it's always indoors. She always stays on a budget like us.
Which is great.
So she always opts for the cheapest that she can get. So whether that is an indoor or an cabin, an indoor cabin or a balcony, then it all depends on the price. But normally she's a cruiser on budget, so yeah. Sometimes she's indoors, sometimes she's got a balcony. Yeah.
Sometimes she's lucky enough for the cruises to be gifted to her, and the fact that these cruise companies are willing to do that, so people like you and me can watch these cruise vlogs, is just amazing. There are a few more. I think there's Cruise with Ben and David.
Yeah,
I
something
think.
like that, yeah.
And our favourite vloggers, they haven't been on the Britannia, are Sean and Steph. They are the reason why we started this journey. Sadly, Sean passed away this year to terminal cancer, and Sean, we really miss you.
If it wasn't for you,
we wouldn't be doing this.
If it wasn't for you two,
I'm not going to talk about too much because I'm going to get emotional. We don't know you, we've never met you, but
we sent cards.
We've sent cards, we've corresponded. We always send Christmas cards, birthday cards, because it's like watching a family member. So Steph, if you get to watch this, we love you loads, and we hope you are
getting there,
yeah. Because we know it's still very raw for you, but we would love to send lots of amazing subscribers your way, because they have been on so many cruises, like, honest to God, their channel, like, I think they've been around the world, haven't they? Like,
I've got no idea, but
something.
they have got loads of cruises, and they proper go in depth with everything. They show you the menus, they do their ship tours, they talk about ship snacks.
Yeah, ship snacks.
They go above and beyond to show, you know, their fans the content and how they're celebrating their holiday and what's included in their holiday. And they've done round America, they've came over to Europe, they've stayed in England, they've even left from Southampton where we're leaving. They have been
they did when they went on the Azora.
Yeah, they have been on P&O, like Jess just said. They've done the Azora, and there's another one they've done as well.
Ventura?
Yeah, I think it might be in that one. But
we might be wrong. Yeah. But that's the reason why we want to bring these vlogs to you. So as of September, we're not going to tell you the date just yet, because I know we're not big YouTubers, but we just want to keep some things private. You can follow us over on our Instagram that I will link just here, and we will be doing story after story after story. Wayne might not be in them much because you don't really like being live on camera, do you? You're just getting used to this. This is nerve-wracking enough as it is.
I don't mind filming and then editing and then putting it up, because anything that I do stupidly or I don't like,
that's stupid.
I can delete. But when it goes up straight away live, I always get a bit conscious about myself, so I probably won't be in many lives. I probably won't be in any Instagram stories, but
unless he's had a few.
Yeah, unless I've had a few, but yeah.
But yeah, back to what we were saying. We are going to bring you as much as we can, and I can't promise it's going to be as amazing as Emma Cruises, Ben and David, Mummy Louise ranking, but we're going to give it as much as we can, and we're hoping to post Disney vlogs as well as the cruise vlogs, which will probably be up towards October when the cruise vlogs.
I think what we said was, if we go to Disney, the Disney vlogs will be up every Wednesday at 6, and then the cruise vlogs will go on every Sunday at 6. If Disney doesn't happen, which at this moment in time it's not looking.
We've got a chance now, have we?
At this moment in time, if we don't go to Disney and it's not looking good, if that doesn't happen, then obviously we'll just focus on the cruise vlogs on Wednesdays at 6, and we'll have to move Disney to maybe next year now, because we've got a busy year this year, haven't we?
Yeah, we have got a busy year. We've got a few other things in the pipeline as well. There is another trip, a UK staycation trip, which will be happening in October, so that's also really good for people who are on a budget, because we don't know how long this pandemic is going on for. But we are also going to Pontins, aren't we? Which will be another trip to look forward to. We will update you all in another vlog about all the details of where we're going, and there is talks of a possible trip with our friends to Ibiza, but we're not sure if we're going to vlog that yet. It might just be like a one-day thing where we just throw all the footage together, because we want to respect our friends' wishes. Matthew, our brother-in-law, and Wayne's brother might be on the vlogs, but our friends might not feel comfortable, and we might not go yet. It all depends on costings.
Also, while you're watching this Wednesday, you'll be watching this on Wednesday the 28th of July. We are currently in Birmingham.
Oh yeah.
When you watch this, we'll be in Birmingham, because the Monday before, on the 26th, will be our 7th wedding anniversary.
Get less for life.
So me and Jess are having a couple of days in Birmingham, which we'll be vlogging, and then we'll take a coach from Birmingham up to Liverpool to see Jess's family and see your sister's graduation. We're not going to film any of that, because it's just respecting their wishes. They don't want to be on the vlog, and also we want to enjoy ourselves. So I
like to keep my family life private, because we film enough as it is. You get to see me with tubes and hospital appointments, so I want to keep that free for me and Wayne to enjoy ourselves. But
yes,
sorry.
So you'll see a new vlog next week, and that'll be us travelling to Birmingham, having 2 days in Birmingham, then travelling to Liverpool. As soon as we reach Liverpool, we're going to leave the vlog. We won't film hardly anything.
We'll check in with you though.
We'll check in with you now and again, and we might be going to the beach with your dad and his fiancée for an ice cream, so I'm sure we're allowed to film that, because I think your dad said he didn't mind being on cam.
No, I don't think he minds too much.
And then obviously we'll film driving or coming back from Liverpool on a coach, but we're not going to include much from that Liverpool trip.
No.
There's going to be loads of Birmingham stuff though, because we're doing the Primark, we're getting Mickey waffles.
Biggest Primark in the world with a Mickey cafe.
We've got a club room with buffet style breakfast for 2 days. We have also got Birmingham Sea Life Centre, thanks to our Merlin annual passes. I think we're going to watch a film at the cinema. I'm not sure what it is. We've decided, what was it going to be?
I think we want to watch a new film about interrailing across Europe.
Yeah.
And there's another one that I saw on the television last week. I can't remember it now, but you'll see it in that vlog anyway. But we've got loads to look forward to, and we are actually going on a new bus service which we've never even heard of, called Flixbus. So Flixbus, if you are good, we will give you a good review. If not, we won't mention it again.
We do want to mention that on Flixbus, if you need to be accompanied by a carer or someone that looks after you, a guardian or a companion, shall we say, they go free. So Jess paid so much, X amount, I think it was $3.99.
$3.99 plus $1.99 to reserve the actual seat.
And then I went free, I sit next to her, and then on the way back from Liverpool, we're getting the coach again, and again Jess paid like $11.99 or something like that.
Cheap.
On the way home, and obviously I go free. We will be travelling to Birmingham on a train, because we didn't want to take 3 or 4 coach journeys in that week. It's going to be too much. So we will be travelling on a train to Birmingham, and then obviously you will see 2 full days of vlogging and showing you what Birmingham has to offer for our UK staycation for our 7th wedding anniversary. But enough about that now. Let's get back to what we're talking about.
I do want to say one last thing as well. With regards to the staycation cruises, I think that might be a popular thing on this channel. So if you really enjoyed the Blackpool staycation vlog, you'll enjoy this Birmingham one too, because it's been our best video yet. So thank you so much for all of your support. But back to the cruise details. Wayne is going to cover the price and the cost and what you can expect from a staycation cruise. So now we are going to get into the nitty gritty. Well, Wayne's going to get into the nitty gritty, and we're going to explain to you how we book the cruise, how much it cost, and all of the finer details. And then once we've gone over that, I'm going to include some information from this P&O booklet, just as a quick overview as to what's included, and I'll also include this picture on the screen for you. So over to you, Wayne.
So the moment you've all been waiting for. This is when me and Jess watch these kind of videos, we sort of like, yeah, tell us how much it costs, tell us how much it costs, that's all we want to know. So we want
to know what it's going to basically burn our holes in our pockets.
So basically, if we rewind to 2020 in March, it was the year that my wife, obviously Jess, and Matthew, my brother, were turning 30. So about 3 months before I heard that I was being made redundant, I booked a cruise on the Iona to go around Bruges. Is it Brugge or Bruges?
Bruges.
And then...
where is Bruges? Belgium.
Belgium, yeah.
Belgium.
And then Rotterdam, and then finally up to Germany.
Rotterdam is in Holland, for anyone who's
So I booked it and paid for it with my wages, and it cost me just over £1,400. Obviously I didn't realise that, and 3 months later I was going to be made redundant, and it was going to really like...
bite you in the arse.
Yeah, bite me on the backside, but I didn't know that at the time. So I booked that for Jessie's 30th and my brother's 30th, and the plan was to sail February 21 and go into those 3 destinations that I listed. Just after I was made redundant, I paid probably about 80% of it off before I was made redundant. So I sat down with my brother and Jess and said, look, I've got you this trip. But the bad news is obviously I'm made redundant now. I still owe a few £100. I'm not sure how I'm going to be able to afford it. But we sat down and talked about it. We've messed around, changed a few things with our money, didn't we? And I managed to, by the scrapings of my teeth, pay for it. So that's how we was meant to be going on February the 21st on the Iona. It's a brand new ship by P&O. No one had sailed on it. It was going to have its maiden voyage in June or July last year, and then we was going to go on it in this year, so it would have been a new complete ship. Obviously when COVID hit and the lockdown hit, our cruise was cancelled. So we had the choice of either having a full refund, or we could get 25% on top of what I paid of future cruise credit. After discussing it with Matt and Jess, we decided that we're so badly looking forward to going on this cruise, that we talked about it for ages, that we couldn't possibly have a refund. We had to get on a cruise.
Yeah.
So we decided to book it again, and this time we was going to go around the Norwegian fjords at a later date in April. And obviously with the money that I paid plus the future cruise credit, we had like £1,600 or £1,700 to play with. So we booked the Norwegian fjords, same ship, but just in April. A few months later, once again, COVID was still a thing, and that was cancelled again. So we had the choice again of whether to cancel it, or cancel it and get a full refund, or cancel it and get another 25% on top. So we decided that we are definitely going on this cruise for my brother and Jess's 30th. So we cancelled it and booked the third time lucky back to our original cruise, which was Bruges, Rotterdam and Hamburg, but rather than February 21, February 22.
Thank you, by the way, for
That's
that.
fine. So we booked that, and at this moment in time, we're still cruising in there in February. Yeah. But because it was slightly little bit cheaper than what I originally paid, plus we had the future cruise on top, it turned out once I booked it, we still had just over £336 future cruise credit. So if you divide that between three of us, that's £112 each. So when P&O decided to announce the staycation cruises, me and Jess was like, we can't afford it. There's no way. I've lost my job. We haven't got the money. There's no way we can afford it. We can have a look maybe when they announce it, but be realistically, there's no way we're going to afford it. So in March, when P&O announced the staycation cruises, we was on the internet for about an hour when they first released them, just sort of teasing ourselves what we could have had, wasn't it?
Yeah.
We knew we probably couldn't afford it, but
we had a few discussions about it as well. He said no, I said yes, and then we were arguing about it for about 2 days. So
we undernard about it, like Jess said, for about a couple of days, and we decided, you know what, we can't do it. We've already got Iona in February 22. We've got Disney coming up, and we don't know what that's happening. We've got Pontins booked in October. We've got another trip maybe to Ibiza with our friends, and we thought we just can't afford this. There's no way we can do it.
Just a disclaimer, we did book and pay for all of these before Wayne lost his job, just to mention that.
So 2 days later, about the March the 10th, I think it was, something like, we was watching TV in the evening when a P&O staycation cruise advert came on the TV. We kind of looked at each other and said, let's do it.
Book it.
It's a sign. So we looked back onto P&O and we found this trip that we're talking about now, the staycation cruise going to Greenock. And obviously, like Jess said, it was originally a 4-day, but people complained saying it's not long enough. We've got to travel from Scotland, or we've got to travel from Newcastle. There's no point travelling all the way down from there to Southampton just for 4 days. So P&O announced that some of their 3 or 4 day trips will be extended to a 7-day, and we was just lucky enough that our trip that we paid for 4 days, it was extended to 7 days. So I'm just going to give you the cost now of what we paid. So
the prices will appear on the screen just here next to me as well, as Wayne reads them out to you.
So for a 4-day cruise on the Britannia, we paid $449 each. So that it totals $898. But once you minus off my £112 future cruise credit and Jessie's £112 cruise credit, so £224 was coming off the bill, the final bill was $673.50 for 4 nights. Obviously, once we paid that, it got extended to 7 nights, but obviously P&O said that they wouldn't charge us any more. So we paid $673.50 for 4 nights, didn't we?
Yeah. prices are just listed all here.
Obviously 673 divided by 2 is...
What's the piece of paper?
Yeah, 1 second. I put it written on the back here. Yes, so for 7 nights, we each paid, with our future cruise credit, we paid 336.75. So we know that's probably a little bit expensive.
That's in English pounds,
yeah, that's
by
in
the
pounds.
way.
We know that to some people that is expensive, but I did have a little bit of saving when I was on furlough. I was putting some money away. When I was on furlough, I didn't expect to be made redundant. So when I was on furlough and everything was locked down, I wasn't working, but I was getting paid and I wasn't going anywhere. So I had a little bit of savings. And originally, before I booked P&O Iona for my brother and Jess, I was planning to take Jess to Disneyland Paris in October.
He's a goodin', isn't he?
That was what the plan was. It was because we wasn't sure if Disney was going to happen, so we had to get our Disney fix somewhere else. Obviously, once I heard about Iona and I saw an advert or something on the radio and I thought, oh no, that would be a lot better, I used the money that I would have been paying to Disneyland Paris to buy the trip to Iona, didn't I?
Yeah.
So that's why it's a little bit expensive, but you've got to remember that's accommodation and that's all your food and all your entertainment. So for when you think about it, 336.75
is a bargain.
Is not too bad at all. I mean, I don't know how much that works out per day. Probably about 50 quid. 55 quid a day that works out, so that's not bad. Obviously drinks are not included other than at breakfast where you can get fruit juice. If you want drinks, obviously we have to buy our own drinks, and obviously we can take our own drinks on.
Yeah, which we said earlier.
Yeah. But yeah, that's what it comes down to, which is brilliant. Obviously that doesn't include the train fare from Hertfordshire to Southampton. We've priced that up. We're not entirely sure how we're getting there yet. We might be getting a mega bus, which was £48, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Or not mega bus.
No, the train was £48 with my disabled person's rail card, which is probably going to be the way we're travelling,
we'll
because it's an open day return. So if we decide to disembark the ship on that last day and we want to stay overnight because I'm shattered or someone's been drinking too heavily the night before, which we do have fun when we're on these cruises, and you will see a different side to us. It's not all serious and health issues. We're gonna have a really good time. I won't be drunk, but I will be high on life, and once I'm dancing I look like a drunk person anyway. So but yeah, back to what Wayne was saying about the costs and stuff like that. The trains do differ because obviously different times of day and things like that, but the coaches are pretty good as well. But I think the train would probably be the best option.
I think the coach comes in a little bit cheaper, but it takes an extra hour.
Yeah, I just want to get there.
Where we just want to get there. So if you are looking to book on the Britannia, obviously you won't have future cruise credit if you've not been with them before, but for us it worked out at 336.75 each, which was brilliant. Like I said, I did have a little bit of savings that I was going to take Jess to Disneyland Paris, so that covered majority of it, isn't it? And we're still paying a little bit off now, but we're getting there. It is a little bit tight, we're not gonna lie, money is very tight at the moment, and probably we could probably have done without going, wouldn't we? But we have to go on a holiday. With Disney not happening, or maybe not happening, there's no way we could go this year without going on holiday.
Well, I think it's the same for everyone. There's been people booking the 7-night Iona cruises because, as well as Britannia, as I said earlier, Iona have also done staycation cruises, but they're for 7 days because it's a brand new ship and it's never been sailed on. I think next week or the week after is going to be their what do they call it?
I think it's August the 20th. It's their
it's when all the staff,
maiden voyage.
It's when all the staff and their friends come on board the boat for 2 days. I can't remember what it's called.
I can't think of them now.
But I'll put the name here. But basically the staff and family get to go on and experience it, but then the maiden voyage
is in August.
August. So look out on YouTube for plenty of vlogs from people. But people have been paying, I think, like £1,400 for 2 people. I think people are just desperate to get away, aren't they? And we deserve it. We deserve it as a country. We're so lucky to go. And just to reiterate again, you have to be double vaccinated. You have to have insurance, which I'm going to link all that down below, and we'll go into that in another detail. But they're not allowing you on just for the sake of allowing you on. They're very strict, these cruises. They want everyone to be safe. and basically have an amazing time without getting COVID on board.
And obviously, before you're allowed to embark on a ship, you will have to have a COVID test.
Yeah, which is completely free, isn't it?
I think it's all free, yeah. And then obviously they put you into a waiting room, and a half hour later you'll either get a text message to say that you're fine, or there's a QR code that you can scan yourself, and it will give you your own personal results. And then once you pass that, and they check that you've got your passport, because even though you are in the British Isles, you still need to have your passport. Once you show that you've had both jabs and you've done all the protocols, you will be allowed on the ship.
And you have to print off the QR code on the app. They will not accept just your vaccination card like this. They won't accept that. You even need to have a screenshot of your actual NHS app with the QR code and the names of both vaccinations, or print it out. And the insurance, you have to have at least £2 million repatriation and medical, and you also need to be covered for COVID too. They're very strict, but if you go on the P&O website, they have an ideal page set out for travel insurance. So they are the main things.
The travel insurance that P&O normally use is Holiday Extras.
Yeah, it is a bit on the dearer side though. But
which is on a bit of a dearer side, but because we're so worried that whatever insurance we get wouldn't cover us, so we thought...
With my health as well.
With your health condition. So we thought, well, if P&O are working with Holiday Extras will tailor everything so we can get on that ship. We didn't want to go with like another insurance company that doesn't work with P&O, and then we get to the terminal and they say, sorry, you can't come on, your insurance is not right. So you probably could find it cheaper,
yeah,
but we didn't want the risk. We just wanted to, so we did pay a little bit extra for your conditions, because I've only suffered with asthma, which I've not had or needed an inhaler for over 10 years now, so I've probably even got asthma anymore. But with your conditions, it bumps up the cost, doesn't it?
Yeah.
So we went with Holiday Extras. I think it was around, what, $240?
No. It was, for Wayne on his own, it was about £20, and that's only because it's got all of that included. P&O have tailored this with Holiday Extras to make sure that you have the most amazing cover and you do not have to panic, because even though it's UK waters, you still have to be covered. But it cost around £170,
Sorry,
£180.
Yeah.
I wouldn't be paying 240 quid.
I was thinking about Disney insurance. When
Disney's another ball game.
I was thinking about apologies.
We're not even going to talk about that because it's going to completely break us. But we need the insurance. This is a new thing with COVID now. You have to be insured. So if I were you, if you're booking a holiday to Disney or a holiday to France for the weekend, wherever you're going abroad outside of the UK, insurance needs to be part of your holiday, because if you get stuck with COVID, at least you know you can be repatriated back to the UK. And repatriation basically just means that your cost will be covered whether you have COVID or not. I know the only thing they don't cover, which they keep saying is really important, they will not cover you for if a family member has COVID and you need to fly back. That's the only thing you're not covered for.
I wasn't aware of that.
So if his brother got COVID while we were on this cruise, they will not cover our insurance for coming home, even for any illness.
Because you've been dealing with insurance most of you.
Well, I have to list
I do want to say though that since P&O have been doing these staycations on the Britannia, Jess and I have been trying to look on YouTube to see if there's any actual vlogs. And I know they've only been doing this staycation since June, hasn't they? There's only been a couple. Yeah. We have looked for Britannia staycation vlogs, like a 7-day one or a 4-day one, and other than, is it
Mummy Louise?
Yeah.
Mummy Tours Louise Rankin.
Yeah, other than that one, there's not been many.
No.
You might get a few like
room tours, meal
tours and stuff like that, but there's not been one so far that's in depth from day 1 to day 7, telling you what they've done, showing you what they've done. So hopefully before we go, some of you out there are going on the P&O and Britannia, and you will do a vlog for us to watch so we can see what we're getting into. But if not, wait for us. Because,
and we'll bring it.
Yeah, and we'll bring you some content. So I think that's everything, isn't it?
No, you've missed one very, very, very important thing. our onboard spend.
Ah, yes. But there's just one thing that I forgot to mention. I'm going to say this quick because we want to wrap this vlog up now and get to edit it because we've got a busy weekend that we're packing ready for Birmingham.
Thank you.
So I just want to say about a month ago, just received an email from P&O saying that all their passengers sailing on the Britannia Staycation cruise are entitled to receive some onboard cruise credit.
Ooh.
So just phoned up P&O and spoke to a lovely gentleman, and after about 5 minutes of giving her all your details and your booking reference, it had been confirmed that we will get £160 of onboard cruise spends.
Actual money.
Yeah. Which will be onto obviously our cruise ID cards that we can use, and we've got £160 between us, so it works out 80 quid each.
Lovely.
And that can be used on the gift shop, the excursions,
alcohol,
the bars, some of the
restaurants,
some of the premium restaurants that you need to pay for, room service like
spa.
that, the spa. I'm not sure it can be used at the
casino
at this moment in time the whole cruise is cashless. Other than the casino, so I think you won't be able to use it for the casino itself. But basically what we pay 336 each, we get an 80 quid back again, so basically we've only paid about 250 each for the whole 7-day cruise,
all food included and everything.
So
it's just been mad.
So if you have got a cruise booked with P&O, either the Britannia or the Iona Staycations, if you have got a cruise coming up with P&O and you've not heard about this cruise credit and this is the first time you've heard about it, maybe give them a call, tell them your details and see, because you never know, there might be just a few quid on your account for you to use on the ship. That was a lovely little incentive to us to go. So
thank you, P&O.
Yeah, thank you, P&O.
I did want to just mention, this is a brochure from the 2021 before March, but it's all pretty much the same. I just did want to include quickly before we end this vlog what is included in your package if you book a P&O cruise, whether that's abroad or in the UK.
Where Jess got all that information from is from this magazine, the Discover magazine from P&O, March edition I believe, and this was sent to me because obviously we signed up to them, so we always get mail from them. So look out for one of these if you are signed up, because you will get one. And secondly, I know some of you may not agree on us going on holiday and thinking, why, if Jess is so ill, why is she putting herself out in these situations where there's going to be 2,000 or 3,000 people on board, and when there's a pandemic going on, I should say. And the answer to that is, at the end of the day, we're both 30 odd, and
it's none of your business.
and we can make our own decisions. Now, obviously, it is worrying that we're going to be close to near enough 2,000 to 3,000 people on board, all next to each other, all dancing, all singing, all having a drink and enjoying herself, when obviously inhibitions are a little bit, say, loose. And it is worrying that there is a pandemic going ahead, but we have both been fully vaccinated, and everyone on that ship will have been fully vaccinated, and everyone that's on that ship will have had a COVID test before getting on that ship. So there shouldn't be any cases of COVID on that ship. And obviously, before we get on, the cruise ship will be clean from top to bottom. So if you are watching this and thinking, what are you playing at? Why are you going on holiday in a pandemic? We're crazy. To a certain degree, we do agree with you. To a certain degree. But looking at the evidence and the facts and everything and the protocols that P&O are installing, me and Jess, I can only speak for me and you, we both feel safe, don't we, going on there? So for that reason, that's why we're going ahead. And if we don't, there might not be a chance of us going on holiday this year, because obviously Disney is still up in the air. And all I have to look forward to is Pontins, which we don't even know if that's going to happen if we're going to another lockdown.
But this cruise is happening.
Yeah, this cruise
no matter what.
This cruise should be happening. The only time it won't is obviously if we go into another lockdown. If you're watching this and thinking, what are you playing at? Please respect our wishes. I know you might not agree with it. You might be watching this thinking, I'm not going anywhere this year. It's absolutely ridiculous. Why do you want to go on holiday in a pandemic? This was our own choice. This is our decision. We're both 30 odd. We sat down and spoke about it before booking it. Like Jess said, we trolled the internet for an hour. We left it for 2 to 3 days, and then we decided to do it. It wasn't just a spare the moment thing. We didn't just think to hell with it. We did talk about it. We talked about Jessica's health. We made sure we had the right insurance. Like I said, there'll be COVID tests before. We'll probably even COVID when we get, well, we'll definitely COVID test when we get back.
Yeah.
The ship will be cleaned from top to bottom before we're on, and everyone's double jabbed, so there shouldn't be any worries about health concerns on board.
And I got permission from my consultants and my doctors that I am safe to go. Wayne and I are currently being trained to flush my catheter as well.
Yeah.
So by the time we go on this cruise, we will be fully signed off and we'll be able to explore the world again and enjoy life, because being stuck in this house for the past year and a half has been really hard for both of us. So I think it's well deserved, don't you?
Going to wrap this video up now.
Yeah,
then,
our battery's flashing. So on that note, thank you so much for watching. I'm sorry if it's been another long one, but we are so excited for this journey, and this is what Holiday with the Heathers is all about. And finally, we can bring you some content other than me being in hospital, Wayne waffling on about Man United, us going on to the woods for another time. We were actually going to vlog another trip to the local lakes feeding the ducks, but there's only so many times we can do that. So on that note, thank you so much for watching our video. Please give it a huge thumbs up if you have enjoyed it. If you want to comment down below with any questions, we're happy to go into details. I'll even write a blog post if you want. I'm thinking about doing that to go into more detail, because we have written thousands of pages and it'd be nice for us to just write it down if you don't want to watch this full video. But thank you so much. Please subscribe if you would like to keep up to date with our content, and hit that notification bell. What did you do? Bing! That's not a new thing, it's not happening again. But yeah, if you want to enjoy our channel, then please continue watching, and we will see you next week with our Birmingham staycation vlog. Please, 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 please watch it. We are looking forward to it. Thank you so much, and we will see you next week. Bye!